from Fugerton.com here. Of course, I'm in Kill Devil Hills and the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The weather has not cooperated us this weekend, but all the more better reason to go inside a brewery and drink. Sven Lloyd and my friend Shaky here have arranged an interview with the head brewmaster at the Outer Banks Brewing Station, one of my favorite destinations down here. Love the banks, love the beach, love beer. Should go good. Lucky enough to catch up with the head brewmaster of the brewing station. Scott Meyer joins us. Scott, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? We're just trying to keep our head above water.
Yeah. Now, we're back here today in the actual brewery. This is pretty cool. One of the things that you guys have gotten some attention for is that you got a wind-powered brewery, where you actually have like a turbine out back, or a windmill. When did that happen? Like, how did that come about?
That was, we finally put it up last year on Earth Day in April. It took 8 years to get that past the town. We first up and we tried to have that set up, and we were shut down by the town. We fought it.
Why?
It's just local politics. You know, there are people who want to drag their feet on that, and then they go full steam on putting a set of power lines and say that looks prettier than a wind turbine.
Yeah.
You know, the arguments against it haven't really held up, and eventually we prevailed.
Your job is to make beer. Has that changed the way you hone your craft at all? Like, do you have to do anything differently when you make your product because you use the turbine, or is it pretty much business as usual?
No, we actually use about 4 times as much power as that thing produces. So it just contributes. But fortunately, it contributes in the off-season more than it contributes in the on-season, so that helps balance things out.
When you're doing this, one of the things I like best about the brewing station when I come down here every, off-season during the summer is the beer menu's never the same. You're constantly adding things and taking things away, and sometimes you'll try a beer and it'll taste a little different. What goes into the process of what you decide goes on your menu? Because you guys have some very unique beers, and I've never seen the same combination on your menu anytime I've come down here.
Well, we keep it interesting and we make it more fun that way. One of the things that I tell people is that we're a kitchen, not a factory. So when we make beer, we take the ingredients that we have available. They actually change from year to year. They change from season to season. It depends on what we're making, what we feel like making, what we feel like drinking. And we put it all together based on what we know from what we've learned. Every time we make a mistake, we learn something. So, the beers don't always turn out, like perfect, but they're continually evolving. So if I make a mistake, or I think I can do something a little better, I'll change it up the next time and see if I can just keep improving on that. So,
you've seen the way the beer industry has changed. It used to be nothing but big time brewers, then every once in a while you'd stumble across like a Pete's Wicked or a Sam Adams. It's now a big business. There's lots of people that are involved in your field. Do you like that competition? Are you trying to do more than what you're doing now? Because it seems to me you got a great thing going here. Everybody likes the beer. I get the big, get the big jars full of it and take it home. It's good stuff, growlers. But do you see yourself maybe expanding a little bit into other parts of North Carolina? Because everybody that I've talked to would like to see your product go further.
Well, we'd like to take our product further. I mean, putting it in the bottle is the first step, because it actually creates a package that we can now create something new that we split off. And it steps my challenge up a notch. I can actually make some really outstanding beers with bottle conditioning. I can make better beer in the bottle than I can on draft. And that's something people don't quite understand.
Why is that?
That's because it's fermented in the bottle, and we're using wort priming, so that's a really interesting way to get complexity and carbonation. The carbonation that we have in the beer that we sell on draft is CO2 that's been trapped in fermentation. We touch it up a little bit in the tank, and then but it's all natural, but it's all on this kind of faster pace, and we're just turning it over, and summertime when we're busy, we're turning it over pretty fast. And the beers are good, but they're just a very, very local product. There's something that you just pour it into a glass and drink it at that bar, or pour it into a growler. You can take it home and it'll last a little while. The beer in the bottle, we're actually fermenting it in the bottle. It has a chance to continue to grow and develop and evolve over time.
What do you think about the way beer drinkers are kind of looked at as a whole now? Before, it would be you go out to dinner, get a nice piece of fish or a steak, and 10, 15 years ago, you get wine. And if you ordered a beer, people might say that's a little bit low class. It's completely the opposite now. You got places like this that have their own beers, that make it and pairs very well with food. Have you noticed that your craft is looked at a little differently now than, let's say, a decade ago?
Oh yeah, it's definitely looked at differently. One measure of that is the prices of beers that you'll see in the store. It runs the gamut now. It's all the way up to like $20 a bottle for Allagash, Curio, and some of those other really exotic beers. They're in big bottles, but they're still pretty expensive. So they're pushing that envelope, and it just contributes to more variety. We try to service, the whole market as they come down here, and there's, people that are visiting from all over. We have a pretty nice wine list. We've got a full bar, we've got beer, we've got some non-alcoholic beverages, we've got some sodas. We try to, have something for everybody.